Hey, my beautiful followers, how is everyone doing? I am actually today in my front yard instead of my backyard because it's super, super sunny out. Look, it is like crazy sunny out today, and we are having some beautiful from the intense sun that we are having. So, and just really enjoying this weather. I feel blessed to have this weather happening right now. But this morning I woke up and it was just a really flowing kind of morning. It was one of those magical mornings where you just get up and you feel good. And I went and I got my coffee and I went and I sat outside, and it was just so peaceful this morning. It was so incredibly peaceful with all the quarantine stuff. It was incredibly peaceful, and I just sat there and I was soaking in the sun because the sun had started to come up, and just the taste of my coffee and the feel of the grass underneath me and the grounding energy. And I meditated and I listened to my daily inspirational listen that I listen to every single morning. And I would just felt my body, and I was breathing in, and then I ended up writing The Divine Romance, which was my article today about really allowing God to romance you. And I talk a lot about gratitude, and I talk a lot about really leaning into our present experience. And I know I get messages all the time that people are like, yeah, I get it, Addison. I'm supposed to be present. I'm like, but what? And they're like, what else? And I'm like, there's other things, but you have to get the presence. You have to get the gratitude, the true gratitude. And nobody actually grasps all gratitude. We have blessings each and every day that we overlook, but it is so incredibly important to really look at the things that are in our lives. And my article today was all about letting God romance you. Because this morning I felt so incredibly romanced by God's spirit, energy, whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to label for you, but I'm going to call it God for me for this video. And I felt so incredibly romanced by God this morning. The birds were singing, the sun was out. And it really got me thinking about the need for us to allow that romancing process. Because if we're not allowing the romancing of our daily lives from spirit, God, again, whatever you want to call it, then how are we allowing ourselves to be romanced by our partners? How are we allowing ourselves to actually surrender? I know that big, scary word, How are we allowing ourselves, I got crazy hair with this wind going on. I'm having a girl moment. Yep. Having a girl moment. But how are we allowing ourselves to be romanced by our partners? Are we really surrendering? Are we really surrendering and dropping in? Are we allowing ourselves to be taken to that level? Or are we going, no, it's not a big deal, or not taking things for granted, taking things for granted that our partners or our loved ones are giving us. Every single day we wake up and there is a romancing process of God, but God wants us to allow that romancing process. He wants us to surrender. He wants us to feel. He wants us to acknowledge. There has to be an acknowledgement process going on, just like your lover. If you consistently smack the hand of your lover or loved ones whenever they're trying to do something for you, eventually they would stop trying. They would stop putting in the effort. And I'm not saying God is not putting effort towards you, but you're not going to feel it. And this also goes into our normal daily, every single day relationships. The fact is, we don't allow ourselves to be romanced. I know as a woman and a coach, this is something I work with my women on. And it's something, guess what, I still work on surrendering and allow men to romance me, to woo me, to let me be in my feminine energy. And it takes a special man to hold that space. And it takes a special man because it takes a present man. It takes a man that is willing to pay attention and wants to truly, and knows that in giving he is also receiving. But I know as women, or as a woman, but as women in general, we struggle to really allow our men to romance us. It's like, oh, this is silly, I don't need flash. And the same thing goes, the same thing goes for our relationship with the divine. The same thing goes, like, it might be like silly, like seeing a butterfly, fly by you, but the fact is that's a romancing process. It's a beauty, and breathing in moment. That's beauty. That's beauty. And we don't allow this in our days, and so we definitely don't allow this in our relationship with God. A lot of times we don't allow God to really stir our sexual energies. We don't tune into them or side. And we do the same thing again with our partners and our loved ones. We don't allow ourselves to be stirred. We don't allow ourselves to be swooped. And this goes for us, for you men too. This goes for you men too. You can be wooed. You can be wooed. You can allow the divine to woo you. You can surrender to the beauty that is present, or you can fight the romancing process, and you can focus only in on the negativity and the stuff that you're not seeing, and the stuff that hasn't shown up, or all the negative energies that, guess what, are still there. No relationship, including the relationship with the divine, is not fought with some turbulence. But it's worth it. It's so, if we allow it, and in order to allow that romancing process with God, in order to allow that romancing process with our lovers, or even if you don't have a lover, even just your loved ones, we have to first get present within self. We have to tune in. We have to note our feelings and our sensations and the little beauties in our daily life. And we're in the midst of COVID right now, and I'm really grateful for toilet paper. Like, these are things that we don't pay attention to a lot of times, and there is an acknowledgement of, or there should be an acknowledgement of noting that we have blessings every single day that we don't even note and we don't even pay attention to, but there is a romancing going on. But there can also be drama and trauma and all of that going on as well. It really is our choice, and it is our focus, and it is our ability to sometimes step out of that turbulence and go, no, I'm going to step into the romance. I'm going to step into the allowing myself to be loved. But the fact is, we first have to get present with self, and we have to feel worthy of that love. We have to feel worthy of that love. Years ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I wrote an article. It was actually a letter I wrote to myself in a course I was taking. And in that course, I said, God does not make unworthy things. I wrote that statement, and it hit me. It was a channeled message from God, and God does not make unworthy things. And then I started to see the romance. I started to really tune into the romance at an even deeper level. Not that I hadn't turned into it before, but at an even deeper level. It really spoke to me. It really hit me in the gut. And I know that statement has hit many other people in the gut as well, because it's so true. If you are calling yourself unworthy, you are calling everybody else, all spirit, all things connected to us, unworthy. You are calling the divine energy, whatever you want to call that, unworthy by calling yourself unworthy. So it is leaning into that romance and believing you're worth that romance. Believing you're worth that romance in this physical earthly body, but also believing you're worth that romance from God, that to see it and to look around. And like right now, I have this beautiful sun going all across my hair, and it feels nice, and this beautiful wind, not too much sun, because I am a ginger kid. Hence why I'm in my front yard and not my backyard right now, because it's super sunny. But there is a beautiful process if I really tune in and take the time. And that's what the beauty of meditation is. I find that such a beauty in meditation is we do stop and we do slow down. And every day I try to sit for a few minutes and just stop and really pay attention to all, in that exact moment, all the gratitude I have, and really pull that sensation up and pull the sexual energies up too, because romance also should be bringing in this creative piece, this sensual piece, this sexual energy, not necessarily saying that we're talking about having sex or anything in our typical norm of what sex is, but I mean that sexual energy that is deep in your core and creative and juicy and yummy. God wants to romance you that way too. So it is paying attention and allowing in your daily life, because there is this beautiful thing called other people that we've been given. We've been given these other people in our lives to help us open to this and to receive these things, So if you are in a coupled relationship or not, look at where those around you are trying to romance you. I know right now you might be in this negative energy. You might be looking, going, I'm stuck at my house. But do you have a friend? Do you have a lover? Do you have somebody who is messaging you and going, hey, how's it going? Or have you had anybody who's even said, like, how is it going? Well, that's a romancing process. That's a surrender process. That is a connective energy. And are you tuning into that, or are you throwing it away? Are you not being grateful for it? To truly lean into that romancing process? Or do you think it's silly and stupid? Because if you think it's silly and stupid, if you're throwing it away, that moment, then why would you get any more? Why would you get any more? And you're worth more. You're worth so much more. Yesterday I got some beautiful flowers. I had a moment and I got some beautiful flowers, and I was like, for a second I just went to go put them in a vase, and then I was like, I'm going to breathe in here, and I'm just going to like breathe into these flowers for a second, because I felt very, very cared about in that moment, and it was beautiful. And so take those little moments and really pay attention to them and see where you're not surrendering, because that's a scary word for so many, and you might go, no, I surrender, and I'm like, yeah, we all have our surrender issues though. We all have our issues with surrender. And so look where maybe you are not surrendering to the romancing happening all around you, in the divine and in the people that are there for you, there to connect with you. So that is my message for today. I hope you like, share, comment, tell me your thoughts, tell me how you've been romanced today. I am really curious. How has the divine tried to romance you today? Because there is a million little ways, millions of little ways. On a side note, I'm still doing my fast track coaching program. And so if you want to get your butt kicked by me a little bit and help you fast track on a specific goal and really get you moving during this period where we are slowed down a little bit more and we are really, we're isolated at some level, and you want to look inside, if you want to make some progress, then please check out my fast track coaching. You can find that at addisonbell.net. Other than that, my beautiful ladies, today I was doing my Aphrodite circles in Plano for the last few months, and guess what? We're quarantined. So I have not been able to do that, but I miss it. I miss my sisterhood. I miss that sisterhood I was starting to build. And so I have started my Aphrodite sisterhood circles online. These are play, power, embodiment group, and so you can join for free. I will make sure to put the link. This is a free group. This is where I'm going to be doing a live stream every single week to give you some vital keys, and then I'm going to be putting weekly some exercises in for you that go along with the live stream in order for you to step up your game in whatever we're talking about: sex, relationship, body image, no matter what. This is only for ladies. Sorry, guys. This is for our sisters, and we're going to really. My goal is to really bond and get some empowerment and some growth with mindset kind of program. So if you're not really wanting to grow, then this is not the free group for you. So go check it out. I will put the link below in a minute once I'm off this live. Other than that, I hope you guys go have a fucking amazing rest of your day. Go enjoy outside if you're someplace where spring is blooming. If not, go take a second and just go within and find the spring that is blooming within you. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Love you. Bye.